Good evening. The theme we are discussing today is reimagining Tamilan, but as has been mentioned, we may roam a little more widely towards various issues and so on. So, Kamal, we'll start with your film career already. As I already mentioned, 60 years, 220 films in several languages: Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam, and one without any language.
Pushpak. Good evening, everybody. Thank you.
And you're a highly respected actor, an actor's actor, also with a large following. But one thing I've heard, you know my knowledge of films is rather limited, but one thing I've heard, and it's clear, that's a perception widely shared, is in your films roles, you've done a variety of roles, but you're one of those who did not seek to construct an image directed towards a political future. You took on many roles, and not just those roles which would make you look like a virtuous politician in the making. Does that mean you never entertained the idea of politics while doing all these roles?
Thank you. I have this dubious distinction of being Mr. Ram's guide to cinema. He knows so many things about so many subjects, but this is one subject where I feel proud and not inferior at all. So starting there, let me tell you, you asked me whether I don't have intentions at all. What was my attitude? Did my films evade politics? And why I didn't create an image? And what I abhorred was the cliche. So even if I had aims of going into politics, I was not going to do it the regular way.
Yeah, without naming names, we know people who have done some roles, but suddenly...
Even my choice of roles have been like that. So I do believe in the oblique attack.
Your film Hayram, one of the most significant films made in India, what motivated you to do that thing?
Almost you can say that I stepped into politics with that film. I mean, it is not my business to make a film like that. I was just to make films which will make people happy. I suddenly wanted to include protein in the diet instead of masala. And I thought it was time. I had this apprehension that we will reach today. I was even worried that we will reach this day earlier. So that prompted me to make that film at the end of the millennium, 1999, to make a step to a fresh start in my life also. So it's a very strong political film. If you see it now, it makes more sense to people. It made sense to me then, not that I was ahead of time, but just about in time in making that film. Today, making that film will be difficult.
Yes, that's precisely the point. Why is India relapsed in that sense? Because that film has a grievous personal loss, somebody who's angry, seeks revenge, wants to assassinate the Mahatma, and then is turned back and espouses Gandhism. But why is it that after so many lessons are being learned and so many setbacks suffered by India, secular India, democratic India, we are now returning to perhaps the most difficult, challenging phase in, I wouldn't say since independence because we've had other problems, but in recent decades. Politics of hate, divisiveness, goons breaking into a university with masks.
So what I think it's like your body and muscle. If you have to keep exercising ethics and social consciousness constantly, otherwise we tend to regress back. Just shutting down electricity in a Big Apple in America brought the worst of behavior in a classy society we all aspire to become. I think it's a constant vigil that we have to keep. That's what I keep saying, that democracy is not infallible. We have to constantly be on the vigil. Otherwise, it is only through democracy a person like Hitler was able to seize power. So we have to keep awake, and we have to keep these dialogues and questions and ask them aloud, and also assess our situation, look around and see what has happened to us, and are we progressing or regressing? These are constant questions we have to ask.
Dr. Ambedkar, among others, warned of the strong man syndrome. Beware of strong men, great men, men who are outsized and so on. Is that a problem? Or simply charismatic leadership?
I think charismatic leadership time is coming to an end. I think we'll have to look for leaders in the picture.
We'll come to that for Tamilan a little later. Now, going back to shaping of your outlook, your worldview, you can say. Your father was a remarkable man. You tell us a little about it. It's a relatively unknown part of your biography.
He told me that his father realized that he had to buy his son clothes when he was 7 because somebody pointed it out. That man who pointed it out, that it's a big boy now, he's getting clothes, he's running around new. So that's the kind of, it's not poverty, but it's not also a big family. The man who pointed out that fact later on became my father's father-in-law. They were friends. So that is the kind of background from which he came, and my father-in-law sort of almost not only took him as a son-in-law, but like a son also. So he educated him. He himself was a lawyer. So put him into the law college. So my father has seen the end of both the spectrums. He's not, but he has moved with all kinds of people. He's so pragmatic, so simple, very humorous, and one quality did not cancel out the other. That you will find humor and passion and pragmatism all in one bundle. That is why his first son was able to talk rational ideas, read books on rationalistic views, and even joined the DNK party as an advocate. While my father was a congressman, and he's not just a follower of Gandhi, but almost a buck.
Now, what did he think of your early interest in films? Normally a family, an educated family would have inhibitions.
Very, very strange. I was a late child. It was almost 50 when I was born. So we used to make a joke that they should have actually named me Oops Haasan. They didn't expect a child at all. So Charu Haasan, Chandra Haasan, and then 24 years later, after Charu Haasan, I was born. So the difference between the first brother and the last brother is 24 years. So I think he used me as a good guinea pig for his ideas, what he couldn't do. He taught me music, he could sing, and then he wanted an artist in the family, and he said so, much to the chagrin of my brothers who didn't subscribe to that kind of thought. But he kept pushing it, and somewhere I think probably few advices I adhered to was this, and it stood me.
A very progressive man.
Very progressive man, and it sounds like I'm eating the humble pie. We never knew, or I'm pretending, we never knew the casteism, the differences. It's only the world which taught us, not the home. It's usually the other way around when they discreetly instruct the children about what exists around the world.
Let's turn to our state, Tamil Nadu. Reimagining Tamil Nadu. Show cause why Tamil Nadu needs to be reimagined, because if you look at the indicators, Tamil Nadu ranks pretty high. India Today's annual State of the State survey 2019, Tamil Nadu emerged as the best performing state, best performing big state, looking at all criteria. If you look at the Niti Ayog's India Innovation Index, the latest release, Tamil Nadu follows Karnataka as the state which is most innovative. There are areas where it's relatively backward. For example, Niti Ayog's School Education Quality Index, Tamil Nadu ranks 8 out of 20, quite low, given its other advantages and so on. And then we have a universal public distribution system. We have fairly efficient governance, it appears. We'll come to the other dimension, perhaps number one or number two in India with respect to corruption.
When we were given a sort of brief on who's going to come here and what they would like this conversation to be, they said, don't forget to add humor in it. And Mr. Ram said, it seems, don't expect humor from me, but do expect wit. But yeah, I think he has offered the humor part. So I think, what else can we do? So it's not even a loud laughter, but it's a sad smirk. That's what I can give for this kind of a joke. Why it has to be reimagined? First, we have to imagine. We've lost our imagination. And there's nothing to be invented. We just have to discover what we are, the synergy that we can produce, this room can produce. We have lost that imagination. So we have to bring that forth. I mean, this hibernation will have to stop. I'm not blaming politicians anymore, because we know who we are and who they are. And we now have to realize who we are.
But if this is the state of perhaps one of the most advanced states, what about the rest?
Yeah, that's why this joke is on the country. It's a shame on the country. This is the standard. Rating mediocrity and even low. Just trying to raise mediocrity as the highest level. And that's a shame on the country to produce great men, including those in this room. So it's such an insult to us. We must take umbrage.
What explains the dominance of the Dravidian movement in its various avatars?
Because it was not an inclusive politics. It was an exclusive politics. So people were left out and they gathered together and they found a small percentage, like it happens around the world, even in fiscal matters, 2% control the rest. So they wanted to change it. So it was a need of the hour. That's why my brother, born to a congressman, joined DMK. It was a need of the hour. Doesn't matter. Personalities didn't matter. And I think I spoke once And I speak again in another great forum, I think Murasuli function I spoke. You cannot remove Dravidan from the map.
Subscribe, like, comment, and share.